Hey there, this is K4A, Knowledge for All educational videos and tutorials. In today's video I'm going to talk about difference between software as permanent product and software as subscription based service, because I see lots of people online and in real life do not understand the difference and benefits and the risks of those two options. And I have used one example which I saw recently in local news website where they said something about Adobe company which makes Photoshop and After Effects and similar software, about Adobe warning their users which are currently on so-called Creative Cloud option to understand that if they are using the older versions of software, they can be sued from some companies. They are not very specific about are they as Adobe going to sue them or third-party companies, which exactly. So that news reminded me of the same thing which happened a couple of years ago, I think, and it was exactly the same thing. Adobe warned you how you're using this old software and you should upgrade to newer one and pay for subscription based model service which they provide. So with the words of like I wrote on this thumbnail, you may be at risk of potential claims of infringement by third parties. So I have done some simple and fast research about that news. So I saw that there is mentioning of that problem on Reddit 6 months ago. Adobe tells users that they can get sued for using old versions of Photoshop, and that sounds scary. Comments are not so interesting or useful here, but I will leave the link anyway. And I got few links which led me to some older news, and that's what I was talking about. The same thing happened like 2019, so it's 4 years ago. Yeah, so this is the title of the news. 4 years ago, Adobe users can get sued for using old versions of Photoshop, and same thing repeated 6 months ago. Adobe tells users they can get sued for using all versions of Photoshop. So the same news is repeating. That's what I was talking a few last videos of mine where I talk about software, about companies, big companies like Google, YouTube, Adobe, whatever, it doesn't matter. They all use the same principle of and tactics of trying to push you and close you into their ecosystem of products only, without giving you the choice or option to go out and find something different or specific which you can use and combine with their products. And that isn't a problem if they are doing that by giving you the best quality, the best service for the money they ask for. But it's mostly not the case. It's mostly they try to push it on some kind of fear or restrictions, or like YouTube now cutting or canceling the access to advanced features if you don't give them your ID and stuff like that. So it's always like pushing you, the pressure on you as a user in different scenarios, but it's mostly some kind of fear or restriction, or and it's the latest thing which they can provide is like, okay, you have a choice and pick what's better. So this article, I will link this one, is from a Level 80 website, and they have a scan of some guy who got an email from Adobe, and they are warning him that they have discontinued the older versions of Creative Cloud. Yeah, I have this as image which we can read. I think it's the same. Yeah. So they are warning him, and it's always, dear valued customer, it's always like we strive to deliver more value to our customers. So it's always about you getting more, getting more value. So they always care about you, not about their pockets and money. And it's always about your security, bug fixes, security updates. Give us your ID, give us more control and stuff like that. And they have discontinued the older versions of Creative Cloud. So from the reading of this paper, this email, you may think about, okay, this is for Creative Cloud only, Creative Cloud users only. If I'm not in that group, I'm safe, I don't care, this is not for me. And that is actually not true. We will see that in few minutes when I open some other link. But so far, let's try to play what they say. Okay, they want to update some Creative Cloud applications because they made better one. That makes sense. So I have to delete the old one and delete the new one. It sounds very simple and very logical and sane, like, okay, that's a change for better, but the point here is, as this guy underlined, you're no longer licensed to use them. So this is the difference between the software as permanent license application product, which you buy once for eternity, for all time, and the other option is subscription-based service, which this Creative Cloud is. So when you go to subscription-based services, you lose the possibility to own something. You don't own the product, you are just user of that service, and service is always provided but by some company which has all the rules in its hands. So they own that service and they can change it anytime. The price of the service, the terms of the service, the quality of the service, and so on. So you just as a service based user, you just have to either apply to it and obey it, or go out and find some other service. That's it. It's like a cable service, or I don't know, some service you pay on a monthly basis. So it's very, very big difference, and especially it's important for indie developers which don't have much money, or want to stay in and stick to one software specifically. But it's also maybe even it's maybe even more important to studios which actually have more money invested in it, so they want to be sure that they can finalize their product with the same software without having to invest in other one or learn a new one. That's all the part of the workflow. It's not only the money, but also the money in terms of you would have to pay your workers to learn some other software and applications if your service-based provider changes something, terms or price. So it's not like, okay, I have bought this software for my company, I have company with 50 workers, they all have Photoshop or whatever software they use, and we are satisfied with the quality of it, and because we bought it as a product with permanent license, we can use it until we finish our game, our animation, movie, or whatever we make. No, with this service-based subscription, it's always some kind of a risk that some things we can change and you are no longer licensed to use them. So that is, as I said, a very, very important topic in studios, bigger studios, due to their dependence on a specific workflow which they have developed for their specific software. And they warn you that you may be at risk of potential claims of infringement by third parties. They don't say we will sue you, Adobe will sue you, but some third parties, but that also doesn't say they are not the third party. But from this, and I will soon open the new link, this is actually, they are warning you some of their you will see that in a few minutes. Some guy just wrote it really, really good. And they advise you to upgrade to the latest versions, but which versions? Yeah, it's always theirs, Creative Cloud applications. They never advise you to go back to some older permanent license products, or yeah, it wouldn't make sense that they should offer you to go to other product, like other company. Adobe says, okay, go to Corel Painter, or go to GIMP, or Krita, or whatever. That wouldn't make much sense, but at least they can say one of these topics should say, okay, we have older software which is maybe suitable for you, it's permanent license, check it out at our store. They have discontinued those software applications, they do not sell them anymore, and that's what I also want to emphasize. So it's very, very choiceless. They don't give you choice other than just go upgrade and subscribe to our new subscription based service. That's it. That's it for this email, as I said, and they talk about it. I will leave these links with some comments. This guy here on YouTube, Photoshop amateur gets sued for using all versions of Photoshop, Adobe Creative Cloud. This was also 4 years ago. So as I was talking a few videos ago myself, when I talk about YouTube, Corel Painter, other stuff, tutorials, YouTube restrictions, and so on. So that is not with big companies. It doesn't matter if it's Google, YouTube, Adobe, Facebook, blah blah, Tesla. They do not. They will always try to push their agenda to make more money unless you fight them in legal boundaries as much as you can by any means and any ideas you can, even going to some other provider, picking some other service, picking some other product. It doesn't have to be absolutely free, but cheaper or better or permanent. Just pick what you need and what suits you best. Do not just obey these companies just because they say, okay, this is how you can do it and nothing else. And again, it's not only software based, it's always it's just agenda of pushing some idea, and if it goes, it goes. If people are stupid or soft enough, weak enough to apply to it, to obey it, great. If not, okay, at least we tried it. And that was recently a case with Unity. I talked a little bit about that because there was tons of videos made about Unity, so I didn't want to bother you too much. but same principle. Unity wanted to charge you for some gains you made earlier, and they wanted to charge for any installation, even if you're giving away games for free or stuff like that. So really crazy idea. Thankfully it didn't succeed in that idea, but same goes with, as I said, with real world and for example, the idea to turn the society into cashless society. So they want to cut the option of cash money from us who use it or who like it or who have benefits of that, always saying that's not secure, like there are not credit card frauds or crypto coins frauds and stuff like that. Probably more than in cash money, but anyway, it's always like we are doing that for you. So this guy here, back to topic. This guy here just gave the whole email, or there is some kind of table under this, which I don't have under this picture photo. This guy posted that 4 years ago, and there is a list of products: Photoshop, InDesign, Premiere, Media Encoder, After Effects, and so on. And there is two rows, one which says authorized major product versions. So this is the list of the products which you can use, and be sure you're not in danger of infringement by third parties. And the other row says unauthorized major products. So you can see, if I'm not wrong, that from CC Creative Cloud 20 to 18.1.7 you are safe, but below of that you're not safe. Simple as that. And again, you will say, okay, that's just for Creative Cloud, but actually there is few real-world examples which say that you are even with older versions of Adobe software, like the one they have sold with permanent license, like Creative Suite, which wasn't Creative Cloud but Creative Suite, Photoshop 5, 6, 7, and so on, you are still in danger, because they can terminate it anytime, or block it, or remove the how did they say, it's not update only, but yeah, we will read it here. It's this guy wrote it like 3 years ago. This is relatively fresh, May 19, 2020. Last week my CS5 stopped working for all of my stuff. So this guy has a studio with 30 copies of software and paid $1,500. So he invested some money into the copies of Photoshop or whatever, Creative Suite, yeah, probably called Suite, and they are working on some materials and textures. Some of those they give away for free or whatever, that's their choice. But the Photoshop stopped working, then Dreamweaver and so on. That happened like in 2020, okay, so relatively recently, and he is using the Mac OS, not the Windows PC desktop, but Mac. But he is emphasizing that the Mac updates went all right, and everything was working fine until few months after some Adobe update, which he didn't ask for. His software is locked and not able to work on, and he doesn't want to upgrade to new software. That's what I was emphasizing earlier. So if you don't have a need for new versions, Creative Cloud or whatever they call them, I don't like subscription model, I don't want it. I don't like artificial intelligence, AI, I don't want to use it, I don't need it, I don't like it, whatever reason you choose, but there are so many reasons. You just want to use the old software, you're still in danger of getting blocked. So he's trying to find the solutions to it, and he's saying that what they did is not actually by law, because when you buy some goods, consumer goods, they should be accompanied by the manufacturers and the retail seller, and they should be goods as merchantable, and he is just warning the people that this is not okay in terms of he bought some permanent license product. So what they are doing to him is violating the law and so on. So the people giving him some examples or solutions are mostly just go to subscribe to newer versions, why are you using the old. They're just not answering his questions, and that's what is funny, and that's what he later says again. You can read it. Okay, you either didn't read what I have posted or don't understand. The problem was not with the Mac operative system, but with CS Master Suite, and he was required to download the new Adobe Creative Cloud. And he has like 30 to 40 others in studio, people using the same software. But when Adobe had an update on the whole Creative Cloud, they just blocked his older software. This was some type of update directly from Adobe, not on CS5 and stuff like that. And this is the whole idea. You guys keep posting links to nonsense that doesn't relate. We already know that there is no updated support for CS5. He's aware that this is old software and you cannot expect support and updates forever. He doesn't need that. He just wants to use his old software as he used it before, without blocks from creators from Adobe, and he doesn't want to spend $10 or more on a subscription based model. He paid already $1,500, and for that reason to use it for the whole life in a perpetual permanent license and so on. So again, he's also giving the example how much he should pay some ridiculous amount of money to train his workers and to update his systems. He probably means software and hardware, yeah, and plugins and stuff like that. Yeah, so really real world sane example, but no solution to it. So just be aware of that. So it's not only Creative Cloud problem. And let's see, yeah, this is already 25 minutes, but let's see just a few minutes more about how much does it cost. Does Adobe CC cost money? Creative Cloud, how much is Adobe Creative Cloud all apps? It costs $60. So if you want to go to Adobe Creative Cloud, it will cost you $60 per month. That's probably for all the applications. Most people don't need all of them, so you can pick the one you need, but the whole idea is that you're paying for subscription, not the products. You don't own them. You're not licensed to own the stuff, and you can at any time be unlicensed to use some of those softwares if they change it or change the subscription based model. can you buy Adobe CC permanently? This is the whole thing. What's the whole thing is about? No, you can't pay for permanent versions of Adobe. You have an options to either pay monthly or yearly subscription. So it's only a subscription-based model. Very important. And this is not official. Let's find official Adobe. Is Adobe one-time fee. You can no longer buy perpetual licenses, but only subscription. You can pay monthly or annually, so you can no longer buy perpetual licenses, but only subscriptions. That is it, I think. And let's see, now because of the Black Friday it's 50% off, so from $60 you go to $30 a month, which is great example for the end of this video to compare it with, for example, Coral Painter, which is currently on Humble Bundle. I bought it yesterday. I haven't yet installed it on, because on this computer I'm using Windows 7, but I think it's a good investment. It's very cheap, and compare it, for example, you have a Painter 2023 application. As much as I know, it's a lifetime perpetual license. I haven't read all the terms of service, but I know it's not subscription based, so this is paid once. Compare, the price is almost the same. This is euros, so it's for this same price. You either pick 1 month of Creative Cloud's application, and that is only for this Black Friday offer. Actually it's $60, or maybe you can use just Photoshop. It's the same. Photoshop only is $22, so you pick either 1 month of Photoshop or you buy this Coral Painter forever. Or even better, if you can use some GIMP or Krita or some free applications for 2D, 3D graphics. So that's the whole idea of this video and point. And again, it's about big companies going to subscription-based model until you fight back and fight for your right, and bring them where they should be, where they should provide what we need, what we ask for as customers, consumers, what we need to work on. And that is a process, and that is always a two-way street. So you have to fight for it, you have to adapt to it, change it, and so on. Sometimes it's possible, sometimes it isn't, or it is harder, but there is always some kind of choice. You either can go with some other options which are cheaper, or some free options, or just go with whatever you want, just trying to give those companies some kind of feedback that they are not doing the right thing. That's it for this video. Sorry for talking this much, but the whole idea here is that you are never safe with these big players, so take care and be aware of that. See you in next video, and bye for now.